Hey everybody, Kartik Subramaniam over at ADHI Schools. Welcome to your real estate tip of the week. Now today's tip of the week is about the loan application itself. Lenders in the United States doing home loans use something called a uniform residential loan application, also known as a 1003 form. What's interesting about this form that might not be intuitive to you is that it does actually ask you for your race, which seems crazy that the loan application used by virtually every residential lender in the United States actually asks you for your race. Now, this is a very common question on the exam. Does the loan application ask you for your race? It does, which seems counterintuitive, but the truth is that you know this already. Banks cannot use your response with regard to your ethnicity in making a lending decision. So obviously a bank cannot decide to give you or not to give you a loan based on your race. We know that already. But the bigger question is, well, why is it on there? And it's, by the way, the bank is so insistent, or the government's so insistent on you responding that if you are applying for a home loan, you actually don't need to answer yes or no. If it asks you for your race, there's actually a box that says, I do not wish to furnish this information. But if you read in this section, it says, if you as the borrower don't want to provide your race to the bank, the loan officer, if the application's being made in person, the loan officer actually has to make a reasonable determination based on your appearance and surname. Long story short, if you're applying for a loan, there's going to be something in this category. There's going to be a box that says whether you're Latino or Asian or African American or whatever it is. The question then becomes, well, why are banks so insistent on having something checked here? And why is the government so insistent on some response being put in there with regard to your race? This is actually for statistical monitoring purposes. It's to make sure that banks are not discriminating in terms of ethnicity. So if a bank got audited, for example, and it could be shown that blue people with really good credit are paying higher rates and more fees than, let's say, purple people with the same credit, this might be indicative of some discrimination. So for the test, does the bank ask you for your race on the loan application? They do. If you don't want to provide this information as a borrower, the bank's going to check a box, but this is for statistical monitoring purposes to make sure that banks and lenders are not discriminating on the basis of race in making a lending decision.